Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited you're here because today I'll be sharing some truly practical and easy to follow cleaning tips that will help you keep your home fresh, organized, and welcoming. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by clutter or unsure where to start, you're not alone. Have you ever walked into your living room or kitchen and felt like the mess is just too much to tackle? Or maybe you've spent hours cleaning only to see things get messy again the next day. Life is busy, and with work errands and family responsibilities, it's nearly impossible to clean every day. That's why having practical, efficient strategies is key, not only to save time, but also to maintain peace of mind and enjoy a tidy home without stress. In this video, I'll be sharing the tips and routines that I've personally used for years. Everything from smart shopping and organizing your kitchen to refreshing bedrooms, bathrooms, and living areas. These methods are designed to help you stay on top of chores, keep clutter under control, and create a home that feels comfortable and inviting. I've tested every single tip, and I can honestly say they've transformed my home life. Cleaning is faster, my house stays cleaner longer, and I feel so much more relaxed and happy. So stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. By following along, you'll learn even more useful cleaning hacks and home organization strategies that make everyday life easier and much more enjoyable. Keeping a home tidy and welcoming doesn't happen by accident. It starts with a little planning and thoughtful preparation. One of the first steps I always take is to make a clear list of the essentials my family needs, especially for the kitchen and cleaning routine. Simple things like microfiber cloths, sturdy storage containers, effective cleaning sprays, and multi-purpose sponges may seem small, but having them ready and organized saves so much time and stress during busy days. Over the years, I've learned that the right tools can make even the most mundane cleaning tasks feel easier and more satisfying. When it comes to shopping, I've discovered the power of being intentional. It's easy to get caught up in buying cute decorations or just-in-case items. But the truth is, our homes function best when we invest in practical, durable, and versatile items. I always compare prices, check reviews, and think about how often I'll really use something before bringing it home. Sometimes the simplest, most affordable tools, like a set of stackable containers or a reliable scrub brush, end up being the ones I use every single day. Another important lesson I've learned is to avoid cluttering my space with unnecessary extras. Less is truly more, and every item we bring into our homes should have a purpose. This doesn't mean you can't have beautiful touches or things that spark joy, but it's best to prioritize function first. For example, I like adding a small vase of fresh flowers or a few candles on a shelf, but I avoid overloading my counters with items that just collect dust. Ultimately, thoughtful planning and smart shopping are not just about efficiency, they're about creating a home that feels calm, organized, and genuinely welcoming. When you prepare your supplies, choose wisely and keep clutter to a minimum. Cleaning stops feeling like a chore and becomes a practice of care for your family and your space. Over time, these little habits turn into a rhythm that makes every room feel fresh and comfortable, giving everyone in the home a sense of peace and ease. And if you've enjoyed these tips, don't miss tomorrow's video where I share a full Sunday home refresh routine, covering every corner of the house for a complete clean and reset. It's packed with practical, easy-to-follow steps that will help you maintain a tidy, welcoming home effortlessly. Now that we've gathered the right tools and prepared our home with intention, it's time to put them to work. Let's start where every home begins to shine, the kitchen. With the essentials at hand, keeping this heart of the home clean becomes simple and even satisfying. There's something deeply satisfying about starting the cleaning process in the kitchen. It's the heart of the home after all. I always begin by putting away the clean dishes and loading the dirty ones into the dishwasher or washing a few by hand if they require extra care. It may seem like a simple task, but having the dishes in their proper place instantly makes the kitchen feel more organized and sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. Over time, I've realized that this small step prevents clutter from accumulating and makes meal prep and cleanup so much easier. Once the dishes are taken care of, I move on to wiping down all the surfaces. Countertops, cabinet fronts, and kitchen islands often collect grease spills and fingerprints that we might not notice day to day. Using a reliable all-purpose cleaner and a soft microfiber cloth, I methodically go over each area, paying attention to corners and edges. It may take a few minutes longer, but the result is a bright, fresh space that feels inviting and safe for cooking. There's a real sense of accomplishment in seeing a shiny countertop where crumbs or sticky spots once lingered. It's like giving the kitchen a breath of fresh air. Next, I focus on decluttering the countertops and shelves. Small appliances, spice jars, utensils, and food containers tend to pile up, creating visual chaos even if the kitchen is otherwise clean. I like to group similar items together, use containers to keep things tidy, and make sure frequently used tools are easily accessible. I've learned that a well organized kitchen isn't just about cleanliness, it's about efficiency and calm. When everything has its place, cooking feels less stressful, and I can actually enjoy being in the kitchen rather than feeling overwhelmed by mess. Finally, I step back and appreciate the transformation. A clean and organized kitchen is more than just a practical space, it's a reflection of care for my home and family. It sets a rhythm for the day, encourages mindful cooking, and even inspires creativity in meal prep. Over the years, these small habits have taught me that consistency matters more than perfection. Taking a few minutes each day to maintain order makes the big cleaning days lighter, and the kitchen becomes a space where everyone feels welcome, calm, and inspired. Once the kitchen is sparkling, the momentum is already on our side. Next, let's move to the places where we rest and refresh our bedrooms and bathrooms. Just like the kitchen, these spaces thrive when we maintain them with small, consistent efforts. I always start with the textiles changing and washing the sheets, pillowcases, blankets, and towels. There's a simple joy in the scent of clean linens and the soft feeling of fresh towels. Over the years, I've learned that keeping up with laundry regularly not only makes the space feel cleaner, but also helps prevent clutter from piling up. It's amazing how something as simple as clean sheets can lift your mood and make your bedroom feel like a true sanctuary. Once the laundry is underway, I turn my attention to surfaces. Dusting and wiping down shelves, cabinets, mirrors, and countertops is essential. In bathrooms, I pay extra care to sinks, faucets, and shower areas, making sure to remove water spots, toothpaste splashes, and soap scum. Using microfiber cloths and gentle cleaning solutions allows me to get everything sparkling without leaving streaks or residue. I find that taking a few extra minutes to focus on the details transforms the space. It goes from functional to welcoming. A clean mirror or a polished faucet is surprisingly satisfying and makes daily routines feel more pleasant. The final step is tackling the floors. In bedrooms, vacuuming thoroughly around the bed and corners lifts dust, hair, and debris that often go unnoticed. For both bedrooms and bathrooms, I rely on a robot vacuum to handle the harder-to-reach areas while I focus on tidying and organizing. There's something deeply comforting about watching the vacuum quietly glide across the floor, knowing that every inch is being cared for. Over time, I've realized that these consistent little efforts, washing linens, wiping surfaces, and maintaining clean floors, create a rhythm that makes deep cleaning less stressful and more manageable. At the end of the process, I love pausing to simply enjoy the space. The bedroom feels restful, the bathroom feels refreshing, and everything in between feels organized and cared for. These aren't just chores, they're acts of care for my home and my family. And when the home feels clean and organized, it brings a sense of calm that everyone can appreciate. It's a reminder that creating a beautiful, functional space doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's about small, intentional steps done consistently. With the surfaces clean and fresh, it's time to turn our attention to the closets. Organizing clothing by season and frequency of use not only keeps the home tidy, but also makes daily routines easier and more enjoyable. As the seasons change, so does the rhythm of our homes, and nowhere is that more evident than in our closets. I've learned that taking the time to rotate seasonal clothing not only keeps things organized, but also makes daily routines smoother and more enjoyable. Each season, I carefully pack away winter coats, sweaters, and heavy layers, and bring out lighter pieces like t-shirts, dresses, and shorts. There's a simple satisfaction in seeing the closet transform from bulky and cramped to light and airy, making it easier to find exactly what I need each morning. Folding and hanging clothes properly is another key step. I like to fold items like t-shirts, pants, and shorts neatly, and stack them in drawers while hanging dresses, jackets, and blouses to keep them wrinkle-free. Over time, I've found that sorting clothes, not just by type, but also by frequency of use, saves so much time. The items I wear most often are easy to reach, while less used pieces are tucked safely out of the way. This small adjustment makes a big difference, especially on busy mornings when everyone in the household is rushing to get dressed. Another principle I live by is letting go of items that no longer serve a purpose. It's surprisingly refreshing to part with clothes that don't fit, haven't been worn in years, or just don't spark joy anymore. Donating them not only frees up space in the closet, but also helps others in need. I've noticed that a decluttered wardrobe creates a sense of calm and clarity. When you open the closet, you see only the pieces that truly matter, making choices easier and mornings less stressful. Over the years, rotating seasonal clothes has become more than just a chore. It's a ritual that keeps my home orderly and my mind at ease. It's also an opportunity to reflect on what I actually use and appreciate, rather than holding on to everything just in case. By keeping closets organized, folding, and hanging thoughtfully, and letting go of unnecessary items, I create a home environment that feels intentional, functional, and welcoming. There's a quiet satisfaction in walking past a tidy closet and knowing that the little effort invested now pays off every single day. Closets are just the beginning. The same principles of sorting, grouping, and decluttering apply to every drawer and cabinet in the home. Let's explore how a little order in these hidden spaces can make a big difference in day-to-day life. Organizing drawers and cabinets might seem like a small task, but it can completely change how your home feels and functions. I found that taking the time to clear out every drawer, shelf, and cupboard is not just about neatness. It's about creating a sense of calm and control in daily life. When I open a drawer or cabinet and can immediately find what I need, the small victories throughout the day add up and cleaning stops feeling like a never-ending battle. The first step I always take is to sort items into groups. In the kitchen, I separate cooking utensils, pots and pans, and food storage containers. In other areas, I organize stationery, personal items, and children's toys. Sorting by category allows me to know exactly where everything belongs, which saves time and reduces stress. It also helps me see where I have duplicates or items that are no longer useful, which makes decisions about decluttering much easier. Once everything is sorted, I focus on placement. I like to put frequently used items at eye level or in easily accessible drawers, while less used objects are stored higher up or in the back. For children's toys, I use clear bins so they can see what's inside, making it easier for them to help clean up. Organizing in this way not only keeps the home tidy, but also teaches kids the value of responsibility and order. Decluttering is an essential part of this process. I often find items tucked away that haven't been touched in months or even years. These can either be donated, stored away, or discarded. Removing these seldom used objects immediately reduces visual clutter and makes the space feel lighter and more welcoming. Over time, maintaining organized drawers and cabinets becomes a habit, and the home feels consistently peaceful, functional, and welcoming. By dedicating just a bit of time to sorting, grouping, and decluttering, even the busiest households can feel organized and serene. It's a reminder that small, thoughtful actions create a home environment that supports calm, efficiency, and joy. The satisfaction of opening a well-organized drawer or cabinet is simple but profoundly rewarding, making everyday routines smoother and more enjoyable. Now that our storage spaces are organized, it's time to focus on the foundation of our home, the floors. Caring for vinyl, wood, or other surfaces protects your investment and instantly lifts the overall feeling of the space. Taking care of your floors may seem like a small detail, but it has a huge impact on how a home looks and feels. I have learned over the years that clean, well-maintained floors set the tone for the entire house. They make everything feel fresher, more inviting, and cared for. Vinyl and wood floors are beautiful, but they can also be delicate, so knowing the right cleaning techniques is key. I always start with a gentle, appropriate floor cleaner. For vinyl, I use a mild solution that doesn't leave a sticky residue. And for wood, I make sure it's a cleaner that won't damage the finish. Spending a few extra minutes on proper cleaning keeps the floors looking polished and protects them from long-term wear. Accidents happen, but one of the biggest lessons I've learned is to be mindful of heavy objects. Dropping pots, furniture, or even a metal water bottle can leave dents or scratches that are hard to fix. In busy households, it's easy for little mishaps to occur, so I always remind myself and my family to lift rather than drag heavy items. Over time, these small precautions really add up, and it's amazing how much longer the floors stay flawless when you're careful. Another practical tip I swear by is placing rugs or mats in high-traffic areas. Hallways, entrances, and spots in front of sinks tend to take the brunt of daily wear. A simple mat or runner not only protects the floor but also keeps it cleaner by catching dirt before it spreads. It's a small addition that makes a big difference in maintaining both the look and lifespan of your flooring. Ultimately, caring for floors is about creating a balance between beauty and practicality. It's not just about keeping things spotless for guests, it's about creating a home environment that feels calm, safe, and welcoming every day. When you take the time to clean, gently prevent accidents, and protect vulnerable areas, your floors will continue to shine and every step in your home will feel like a small moment of joy. Floors set the stage, but the main living areas bring the home to life. From dusting shelves to vacuuming sofas, these shared spaces deserve a mindful touch to create a welcoming environment for everyone. Keeping a home looking fresh and inviting is not just about tackling one room, it's about developing a routine that touches every surface. I've found that starting with the main living areas sets the tone for the entire house. Dusting is one of those simple yet powerful steps. Wiping down tables, shelves, and coffee tables may seem mundane, but it instantly lifts the room. I also make it a point to clean entertainment centers, bookcases, and even the TV screen gently because dust and fingerprints accumulate faster than we think. And of course, don't forget the sofa and chairs. Giving cushions a quick vacuum or brushing off crumbs makes the space feel cared for and cozy. Vacuuming is another essential part of my routine. Rugs, carpets, and even upholstered chairs hold on to dirt, pet hair, and tiny debris that we often overlook. Using a reliable vacuum with attachments, I focus on corners and edges where dust tends to settle. I've learned from experience that skipping these spots leads to a home that feels clean at first glance but still carries hidden mess. A few minutes on thorough vacuuming prevents that dull, dusty feel and keeps the air fresher too. After dusting and vacuuming, I move on to the floors. Sweeping and mopping are necessary steps, especially in high traffic areas like hallways, kitchens, and entryways. I always check the often forgotten places, the corners, under beds, and beneath furniture. It's amazing how much dirt collects there, and addressing it makes the entire space feel lighter and more open. Over the years, I've realized that consistent attention to these hidden areas keeps cleaning from becoming overwhelming later. Ultimately, regular cleaning of shared spaces isn't about perfection. It's about creating a calm, welcoming environment where family and guests feel at ease. Dusting, vacuuming, and sweeping might sound simple, but when done mindfully, these steps transform your home from cluttered and chaotic to serene and inviting. A little routine repeated consistently becomes a habit that makes your house shine without the stress. After tackling every corner, it's important to pause and refresh. Cleaning is easier and more enjoyable when we care for ourselves along the way. Let's take a moment to recharge with a drink or snack before appreciating the beauty of our home. Cleaning the house can sometimes feel like a full-day marathon, and over the years, I've learned that pacing yourself is just as important as having the right cleaning supplies. One of my favorite little habits is to schedule mini breaks during a big cleaning session. Even a 5 or 10-minute pause can make a huge difference in both energy and mindset. I like to step into the kitchen or living room, make myself a cup of tea or a freshly brewed coffee, and just take a moment to breathe. There's something comforting about holding a warm mug in your hands. It's a simple ritual that reminds me to slow down and appreciate the progress I've made so far. Sometimes I also like to prepare a refreshing drink like infused water with lemon or cucumber. It's amazing how much a small, thoughtful drink can lift your mood and keep you hydrated, especially if you're moving around a lot. And for those mornings or afternoons, when I need a bit of a boost, I'll make a quick smoothie or grab a handful of nuts. It doesn't need to be a full meal, just something light and convenient that keeps me fueled without slowing me down. Over the years, I've realized that skipping these little moments often leads to fatigue or even frustration during cleaning, which is something I try to avoid. Another tip I've picked up is to have a snack station ready for the family or for myself. Small plates of cut fruit, cheese cubes, or granola bars are easy to grab so no one feels tempted to interrupt the cleaning marathon with a complicated meal. It's a way to keep everyone energized, happy, and focused on their own tasks. These small pauses, combined with thoughtful snacks or beverages, turn what could be a stressful day of chores into a more enjoyable, mindful routine. Ultimately, taking breaks and preparing simple drinks or snacks isn't about slacking off. It's about caring for yourself while you care for your home. A calm, hydrated, and nourished body makes cleaning feel less like a chore and more like a practice of love and attention for both your family and your living space. Over time, these small rituals create a rhythm, making each cleaning session feel lighter, more manageable, and even satisfying. That wraps up the 8 strategies I use to keep my home clean, organized, and stress-free. Small daily habits that make housework feel lighter and life a bit more peaceful. With intentional planning, thoughtful organization, and mindful cleaning routines, maintaining a welcoming home becomes much more manageable and genuinely satisfying. If you're looking to save time on cleaning and keep your mind clear, I highly encourage you to try the tips I've shared today. They really do make a difference in creating a calmer, more functional living space. And don't miss my next video where I take you through a complete Sunday home refresh and reset routine, covering every corner of your house with simple, practical steps. It's packed with guidance that's incredibly useful for anyone who wants a truly refreshed, welcoming home. Skipping it would be such a missed opportunity. Finally, if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Share these tips with your friends and family too. Everyone deserves to enjoy a home that feels airy, organized, and truly comfortable. With these simple habits, your living space can become a sanctuary that supports peace, calm, and a sense of ease every single day.